So that's a strong lap from Edo Mortara. Clearly the tyres started to come alive. Nato's on an improvement as well, Tom.
Yeah, Nato looking pretty good here. Can he bump Mortara down a position? Let's have a look. Goes second quickest, stays second quickest then. His teammate Nick de Vries. De Vries has aborted the lap, I think, on the final flyer. He has. He's just gone over. So de Vries will not make it through at the end of Group A qualifying. Nico Müller in third fastest manages to better his time. Doesn't improve in position, but some more personal best sectors coming in.
Yeah, you could say Jake Dennis, this is an important lap for Jake Dennis because he's fifth at the moment and he stays fifth, yeah, so Dennis is out.
He loses time. What about Pepe Marti? Got his run compromised at the end of free practice 2, improves in position, but it's only P8. He does not progress forwards, as well as Sebastian Buemi, who ends the session slowest of the lot. The man who was on pole position in Mexico City is out of qualifying and slowest of the pile in Group A.
And Cassidy's aborted. Cassidy's done the first 2 sectors and aborted.
Here is the classification of Group A then. Eduardo Mortara, Norman Nato, Jean-Eric Verne and Nico Müller are the 4 drivers that make it into the dual stages from Group A. Green light is on at the end of pit lane then. Group B qualifying gets underway here in Jeddah as the 10 cars and drivers filter out onto the circuit.
See Verline across the line and he does improve a little bit more. So Verline stays at the top. Roland is the next in the queue and he's gone through the chicane where he had the crash earlier today, Tom.
Yeah, he's worked it out quite nicely there as Oliver Rowland. Second sector, as you say, nothing to write home about. Big slide, though, coming out of the final corner. That might cost him time and a possible position in the duels as he comes to take the checkered flag. It's not an improvement. Oliver Rowland is out of qualifying here in Jeddah. Improvements coming the way of some other drivers. Da Costa biffs it up into second fastest. Evans cements a Jaguar position in the duels as well for now, but Barnard just betters it on his final flying lap to go 4th quickest and knock the most recent race winner in Formula E out of qualifying, and crucially as well, Dan Ticktum not making the cut by 6/100ths of a second. Group B qualifying classification then, so Verline, Da Costa, Gunther and Barnard go through. Quarterfinal 1, Jean-Eric Verne versus Norman Nato, a battle of the Frenchmen then here in Jeddah.
Nato looking much cleaner.
Yeah, almost at this stage with 4/10ths in the pocket, you would almost want the engineer to almost give him a heads up. Yeah. Normally the rule would be you don't talk to the driver on a qualifying lap, but it's got such an advantage.
Yeah, exactly that. And that carries on nearly 7/10ths across the line. So great effort from Norman Nato.
Nico Müller versus Eduardo Mortara then in quarter final 2. Drivers now on their one and only flying lap in this session.
Mortara's driving beautifully, isn't he? You know, he's carried a lot of confidence out of being quickest in the group stages. He's just got to get through these last 2 chicanes now. And in the slow speed corners, the rotation of the Mahindra does seem to be really, really strong, and it's helping him in this last sector.
Yeah, look, his spatial awareness is absolutely fantastic to see in terms of look at how close he is to those walls. Absolute belief in his machine.
And belief is rewarded with a spot in the semi-finals. Mortara gets the better of Nico Müller. Quarter-final 3, Maximilian Gunther versus Antonio Felix da Costa. Diaz Penske versus Stellantis.
He's done a 15.4. Here comes Da Costa, and he is only about a 10th down now in the final chicane.
Yeah, a bit of instability coming into that final chicane, though. You can see they just had to take a bit of a bite at the cherry just to get the car rotated. That might have cost him time. It has cost him time. 0.2 of a second, the deficit between himself and Maximilian Gunther. Taylor Barnard versus Pascal Wehrlein going up against each other for quarter-final 4. Out of the final corner then for Barnard, aims it for the timing line then here in Jeddah. What's the score on the door going to be for him? It's a 1:15.5, not the quickest time that we've seen so far in qualifying. So Wehrlein, though he might have dropped a bit of time in that 3rd sector, if he can just keep it together, will go through and into the semi-finals. Is it enough though? Wehrlein or Barnard? It's Pascal Wehrlein who out-qualifies Taylor Barnard by just under a 10.5 of a second. Let's have a look at the duels ladder then. So quarterfinals, Verne and Nato, Müller, Mortara, Gunther and Da Costa, Barnard and Wehrlein. The upshot is in semi-final 1, it'll be Eduardo Mortara versus Norman Nato, then Maximilian Gunther alongside Pascal Wehrlein. So semi-final 1, Eduardo Mortara versus Norman Nato, Mahindra versus Nissan. Quickest time we've seen so far in the dual stages of qualifying then here. Don't know if Nato is going to be able to do anything to respond. He was catching briefly in that third sector, but a 10th and a half is a tall order to overpower Mortara, given the fact that the end of that lap was really tidy from the Swiss driver. Nato comes to the timing line. Is it enough? No, it is not. He's out of qualifying in semi-final one. Eduardo Mortara will go through into the front row fight here in Jeddah. We've got semi-final 2 coming along the way with Max Günther and Pascal Wehrlein. So close it is, coming through to the final chicane, and Günther's built back that advantage that he lost in the first sector then. So Günther versus Wehrlein, it's so close to call between these two drivers as they aim for the timing line. Is it going to be the DS Penske or the Porsche? 14,000's in it, it's Maximilian Günther who does out-qualify Pascal Wehrlein. The finals then, Maximilian Günther in the DS Penske versus Eduardo Mortara in the Mahindra.
Super close to the wall on the way out of 11, and nearly 2/10 up now in the first, over 2/10, Tom, as he gets into turn 13.
Yeah, he's leaving nothing on the table here is Eduardo Mortara. This is where we saw the lap time going away for Pascal Wehrlein in the semi-finals. He's clipped the wall on the exit though of 13. Is that going to cost him? Is it going to be the moment where the lap goes away for Eduardo Mortara? At the moment, he's still got over 2/10 of a second in his pocket, and there's now one more chicane left, but that gap is coming down between Günther and Mortara as they come out of the final corner and aiming for the timing line. Is it Günther or Mortara on pole position here in Jeddah? And they take the checkered flag. It's Eduardo Mortara by a 10th of a second. It's pole position for Mahindra here in Jeddah. Their first since Berlin 2024. A great lap time there for the Swiss driver.